We all saw a bit of that with Joe Biden's disastrous gaffe last week, where he declared himself to be a black woman on radio. Let's refresh.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president.
Now, the host of that Philadelphia radio station, Andrea Lawful Sanders, has revealed the White House actually gave her the list of questions to ask Biden ahead of the interview. Here's what she had to say.
The questions were sent to me for approval. I approved of them.
Okay, so the White House sent the questions to you ahead of the interview?
Yes.
Okay.
I got several questions, 8 of them, and the 4 that were chosen were the ones that I approved.
So the White House, Sophie, curated the questions, not something you'd normally do as a news journalist, it has to be send your questions in advance. But all the same, they've curated the questions for Joe Biden and he still couldn't answer them properly.
Well, that's right, Caroline. It was another dog's breakfast of an interview where he was saying ridiculous things like he was a black president. He was making some weird claims that didn't really sound coherent. But interestingly, the radio host has now been sacked by that network because she went off on a tangent, and apparently the word is that she approved this interview, did it herself. It was pre-recorded, didn't get consent from the radio station. But aside from all that drama, this is another really bad turn of events for Joe Biden where he's just not coherent, Caroline. And finally, much of the media, particularly in America, is coming to their senses and realising perhaps he's not fit for office.
Well, look, it was remarkable, and it sounds like the wrong person got sacked there. The person who should be sacked after all this is quite probably what many Democrats would argue is Joe Biden himself, because we saw that interview that he did with the ABC in which was supposed to quell people's fears about him not being in the right state of mind to continue serving another term as president. But the interview did the opposite, didn't it?
Caroline, absolutely. He again was blaming it afterwards on he was travelling, even though he'd been back in the US for a week or two. He was tired, he was off, it wasn't his day. I mean, seriously, this guy's come up with every trick in the book to try and really cover up what seems to be cognitive decline. And I, like many people, would question, why doesn't he just have a cognitive test to see if he's actually okay? Because this appears to be a president who cannot even string a sentence together.